This morning in higher learning, as college students graduate with higher levels of debt, getting that right student loan is becoming more important than ever. And a study by the Project on Student Debt has found that many students are getting private loans instead of taking advantage of cheaper government loans. Here with us to tell about these findings, about how important it is to know about all your options when borrowing for college, is Peter Kerwin of the Rhode Island Higher Education Assistance Authority. Peter, pleasure as always.
Thank you very much, Sean.
So tell me about the report findings. This is kind of mystifying to me.
Yeah, I mean, it was a real eye-opener. I mean, what the Project on Student Loan Debt did was look at this U.S. Department of Ed data and found that of all the students taking private loans out there, 26% of them were getting those loans without tapping into the cheaper federal Stafford loans. And on top of that, 38% were getting some Stafford loans, but not maxing out, getting the full amount that they qualified for.
Why are they not doing that?
Well, I mean, we're not talking about, people who, are going to high-end, expensive schools.
Yeah.
We're talking about people, two-thirds of this group were paying for school only $10,000 a year or less for tuition. So, I mean, it's a real widespread issue. And part of it has to do with the fact that these private lenders have very aggressive marketing techniques. So students are, just signing up for these without realizing that they've got these options of going for cheaper federal loans.
So the major difference, what's the major difference when it comes to APR and stuff like that?
Well, I mean, the big difference is the interest rate. With for most people getting those federal loans, the interest rate's going to be from 5 to 7%, somewhere in that range. Whereas in 2008, for those private loans, the interest rates could be as high as 18%. So that's a substantial difference right there.
Wow.
And there's also consumer protections in place for those federal loans. With many of these private loans, it's like a credit card with a variable interest rate. You sign up at one rate, and then suddenly the rate skyrockets, and you're left paying something back that you really can't afford or that you're struggling to pay back.
That's unbelievable. What can be done to protect these students that need to pay this back?
Well, the federal government's already looked at making some changes to the credit card industry and also the mortgage industry, so I think this is an area they really need to look at. One thing they can do is make sure that when students are being informed of their choices, they are being told about these federal loans and the possibility of having a lower interest rate. That's a big step, and with the cost of college going up and up and up, the key is to make sure that students aren't going to be vulnerable to these high-pressure marketing tactics.
Excellent. College Bound Fund, do they have resources on how to fill out the FAFSA correctly and all that?
We have it there. We also have it right here at the waytogori.org website.
Excellent.
A lot of resources there.
Peter, thank you so much.
Always a pleasure, sir.
Hey, listen, if you want more information on picking the right college loan, very important, or on College Bound Fund, you can always go to our website. It's foxprovidence.com.